Mate, springtime is nearly here. That tree in the background there, those trees are actually starting to bud, so the soil temps are starting to rise, so it's getting close to really start doing things. Thinking about renovations, putting down pre-emergents, insecticides, all that sort of stuff. But today we're just gonna focus on the green, gonna get this area tidied up, fix some spots that the cockatoos have unfortunately dug out in the green, get some fert out and just tidy this area up, so let's get stuck into it. Yo mate, what up? Welcome to another lawn tip vid. So down on the golf green today, if you guys didn't know what this is bent grass. This is a green that I built by myself about 12 months ago now, or a bit over 12 months, probably about 15 months ago. Full USDA spec green, drainage, everything underneath it, and it's going really well. This year is the year that I really want this thing. We're gonna get it down really, really short, get it running fast, and put a lot of work into it over the next season. So we're gonna give it a little wake up at the moment. We're gonna get some fert into it, fix some spots that are nasty. So have a look at this. Had some cockatoos come down and rip out. You dogs. This makes me emotional, bro. Look at this. Little turds. So we're gonna fix that up with some sand, fix up some spots along the edges as well. Just gonna do some sanding, nothing special along these spots just here. But I wanna get some color back in this green because at the moment it's a little bit purpley looking from all the frost we've been getting. If you guys weren't aware, I'm in Orange in New South Wales, not too far from Bathurst, and we get belted by the frost. This year has been a lot more than usual. I've talked about on the channel we don't get much frost out of town where I am because we're a bit lower than in town, but this year it's been insane. Like nearly every day, really, really heavy frosts. And a prime example of what happens when you get lots of frost on warm season grass, like Tiff Tuff just here, it goes dormant, like that. Look at it. Looks like it's dead. It's not. It's just dormant. Starting to see signs of life though, which tells us the soil temps are coming up. Bits of green showing up in here, in the spots that have got more air in them and getting a little bit more sun. All the weeds I sprayed last week, the bow and arrow, turning up and dying. So bow and arrow, which is the post-emergent herbicide, which kills a lot of broadleaf weeds, safe on any grass type. We applied it here last week, spot sprayed, and mate, they're all curling up and dying. Generally 7 to 10 days this time of year it'll take for it to actually kill the weeds that you've sprayed. But the first thing we're going to do is come down and mow the ryegrass. So this hasn't been mowed. Oh, seriously, I reckon it's been since autumn. I have not mowed it in so long, and the reason being is I was building the website, had quite a lot of stuff on that I was building in the background as well for the business. And it's been raining tons, so every time I came down to actually mow it, I'd stand on these spots and water would just come up. Because it's quite clay, the soil here, whereas the green's full of sand. This is quite the lower spot in the property, so all the water actually runs to this area, and it was just wet, very wet. I probably could have helped improve that with a bit of wetting agent and moving a few things around, but I did not get to it. So let's give it a mow now. Let's tidy it up. Sprayed all the weeds out in here last week as well. So we'll tidy it up and then we'll get on to working on the green. We'll get some fertilizer out as well. This is probably gonna be a mess. Probably gonna do like a triple, quadruple cut on this area and grass is gonna go everywhere. You have to blow it off the green. It's not gonna be fun, but hey, good do what we could do. I reckon it'll be quite a bit greener underneath as well because all the tips of the grass are actually burnt a little bit by frost. So we should get a little bit more colour out of this once we cut the top off it. We'll see, I might be wrong, but that's what I'm assuming. What do you reckon? Not too bad afterwards, hey? Striped up, most of the yellow is cut off the top and it's looking pretty good. Still a bit of yellow in there, so I'm gonna give it some liquid fert in a minute. Bit of a super boost to really kick some color back in here. You can do it on the green, gonna do it on the ryegrass as well. Liquid products, mostly nitrogen and a bit of iron, so some pronto and some enhance and some survival as well to help our root system just this time of year. But I'll do that in a minute. First, let's go look at those patches that the cockatoo smashed up, blow all the crap out of there, and then we'll fertilise. So the cockatoos came down here last week and I haven't been out here. I've been a little bit crook, but I'm on the mend now. So that's why I haven't actually cleaned it up yet. But they just ripped it out. They're not looking for grubs. They love chewing on the runners of grass. And they love getting like the sugars out of it. So that's all they were doing. They're getting there chewing it. They obviously didn't find too much nutrients because they haven't been fertilising it for quite a long time. So yeah, they didn't get much out of it. Luckily, it didn't do too much damage. We used to have the same problem on the golf course. Always this time of year, you'd find they come out. Sometimes galahs would come in the middle of summer when you're feeding your greens up like crazy. And they're getting heaps of traffic on them. But all we're gonna do is blow all the excess stuff off they got out, unfortunately. Top dress it with a bit of sand, allow it to fill back in. That's part of the reason I'm doing a high nitrogen fert now, is to help these areas fill back in and repair and sort of wake everything up. Because our soil temp's coming up, stuff is starting to bud. It's a good time to get a little bit more nitrogen out to get things going. You could do it with granular, but I like doing it with liquid to start, just to get things pushing. If you're seeing a bit of green, chuck something like Pronto out or some Enhance and just try and get things waking up a little bit earlier. Now, there isn't much to really do to repair these spots, luckily. Get some sand, drop it into those areas like this. Oh, that's legit all I'm gonna do. Drop some sand in there. Nothing fancy about it. And then just rub my lawn level over it, like so. And that will naturally creep back in, and to speed up that process, as I said, we're using some liquid fertilizers today on those areas. And we should see repair in the next few weeks, especially with temps starting to warm up now. And you can do this with any grass type that is going to creep sideways. So cooch, kikuyu, even buffalo. So each Queensland blue cooch. Now, if you've got bunch type grass, like ryegrass, mix a bit of seed in there and chuck it down, and it's gonna come up. It's as simple as that, and it's gonna repair itself. Now, if I was you and I had cooch or kike, don't put seed out, allow it to repair, because you'll find if you start putting seed out, you're gonna have areas that look completely different because you may not get the same cultivar variety, and it's gonna look funky. So you might as well get what you've got there to repair. I'd never put seed down in the green to get a bare spot to fill in. I'd either plug it, do this what I'm doing, sand it and allow it to creep into the sand, or, yeah, well, that's about it. That's exactly what I do. So let's get some liquids out. We're going Pronto, which is just straight 24% nitrogen. This is what's gonna really help wake things up and why I'm putting it out now. Enhance, which actually has a bit of nitrogen in there as well, but mostly we're going for the liquid iron in here. So it's got 12% nitrogen, 10% iron. So we're putting out a lot of nitrogen today. Not something I generally do throughout the season mostly, but I'm just trying to wake things up, and 1% magnesium. And then we've got our survival, which is our sea kelp, which is gonna help stimulate root growth and root density as well. So just 100% seaweed solution. So put these all out, 200 mil per 100 square meters, so a lower rate, because we're doing 1,000 square meters down there, which is the green and the surrounds as well. Super low rate. That's actually only going to be 100 mil per 100 square meters on that. So we're not putting out 12% nitrogen, as you can imagine, putting out a quarter of that. And the Pronto, we're actually putting out at full rate, 100 mil per 100 square meters. Now I've already topped this up with water all the way. I usually use 4 liters of water per 100 square meters, and that gets me over the area in 2 directions. Now this is a mix, as I said, I don't do regularly. I do my lawn tips mix once a month. This is just a little boost to get things going at the start of the season, or if you need to repair some areas as well. Some people like to do this around Reno time. You could do a mix like this, or if you're trying to get some bare spots to fill in, which is the goal here, or you're trying to wake stuff up. As I said, you don't go putting this much nitrogen out all year round, because you can start to push a little bit of disease and issues with thatch and other problems that we don't want to run into. So something we do every now and then. So all done there. All I would say is just keep your pets off the area until it dries out. Honestly, it wouldn't really matter if they walked on there with liquid fertilisers, but it's just good to keep that same rule of thumb with everything that you apply. So as I mentioned last week, I'll be getting out my pre-emergent in the next, it might be next week. We'll see how the weather pans out and how things look, either next week or the following week. So some Spartan or some Barricade, both the same product, just so you guys know, just different sizes. So Barricade's 1 litre, Spartan's 500 ml and 250 ml as well. So you just buy the product that's gonna suit your yard size. The application rate's 30 ml per 100 square metres. And as I've said, it prevents a ton of grassy weeds throughout the next season, which I'm gonna need here, because the amount of paspalum I had last year down here, if you guys didn't see it, there was a lot. So that's the plan there. So we'll do that next week or the week after, around the green. We'll wait for the ryegrass up there probably a week afterwards, just because I've got to spray out the rye with some Lonro, which I don't want to spray it because I want to get some stripes in it, but we might be doing that next week. We'll see how things pan out. But a Celipin as well down here, and a Celipin on the green as well to prevent those black beetle. I'm going to do a liquid spray though, not granular, on the green and on the ryegrass surrounds, and get that all done with one hit with some wetting agent as well. But this should pick up by the end of the week. I may show you guys how it looks tomorrow morning and put a little overlay of the screen here if it looks any different. It may not. I mean, we'll have a bit of green up, but it won't be significantly different until about 4 to 5 days afterwards, when we get that nitrogen really kicking in. Well, I'm itching. I'm really keen for spring this year. Keen to start mowing this regularly again, doing the ryegrass surrounds. So I've told you guys, I've actually got my little brother coming on here part-time 2 days a week to help me with all the projects this year. So we're gonna get lots done. You guys are gonna see a ton of videos coming out. Let me know what sort of videos you wanna actually see, because we're gonna be doing more content. I'm gonna be doing a lot more how-to stuff, a bit more specific on products as well that are on my website, but also a lot more vlog stuff, maybe some golf videos in there. I'm not sure yet. Let me know what you guys wanna see for the next season, what you wanna learn about, and what you wanna see us doing as well. We're probably gonna go to my brother's house and do a whole fix up on his yard because it needs some work. So probably gonna do that as well. Just tons of stuff planned. Obviously the golf course, we're gonna do the tees. We're gonna also do the zoysia up the back. We're gonna sprig the tiff tuff behind me here. We'll sprig, chaff this area behind me, make a little pitch and putt area for the kids. Show you guys how to make a home green on a budget without spending a ton of money. We're gonna get an area ready up the top for a wedding. That's gonna be here in January as well. We're hosting a wedding out here for one of my best mates. He's getting married in January. Mate, lots going on. It's insane, but I'm excited for it. I'm really excited for it. This season, it's gonna be the best one yet, I think. Anyway, thanks guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Excited to have you guys following on watching, and excited for this season. And I'll see you all very soon. What you doing, mate? What you doing, brother?